YouTube, what's going on? Good morning, good morning. A beautiful day, Mother's Day 2020. Hope you guys are going to take care of your moms, your wives with little kids, all that kind of stuff. We got some family coming over today, and I was going to start putting down the boards to replace them on my deck. We hadn't even started at my father-in-law's yet. I don't know what's going on, but I'm not pushing him too much. So, what we're doing here, guys, is in a little while, once the world wakes up a little bit, I'm going to fire this up. We'll check out how well she's running with the polished intake here. Make sure that I got everything lined up and seated in good. I did start it for a little bit the other day after I did it, and it seemed to be fine, but we'll give it a test rip today. Couple other things I did install a new 5,000 milliamp Venom hump pack. Man, these hump packs are huge. Look how big that thing is, man. I always wondered what these were for when I saw them at the hobby shop. But installed it. It is for the Baja, so it has the charging port here and everything. But the stock one that comes with the Roman is only a 2,000 milliamp. It took forever to charge this thing, even on my High-Tech Pro. I had to charge it 3 times. It ran out of time. But she's charged, ready to go, and I actually forgot about it. I did the #1 cardinal sin, man. I forgot about it. I went to bed about midnight, and I came in this morning. It said it was complete, but I went ahead and hit it again. They say it's good to, prime them up a little bit, charge them a couple of times to capacity. So, season it, if you will. So, we got that all installed. I'm going to get this all put back together. I have this Savox 25T horn, and the servos, the roving servos that come with it are 25T as well. The steering one anyway. I don't know what the 5th scale servos are, what, like 15T or something like that. But this servo I bought a long time ago for one of my 8 scales, but it was super long like that. And I had showed Crucial this one day, and he was like, no, that's not the one for the 5th scale. But anyway, so what I did is I put it on here, but it was super long, so I just milled it. I cut it down with my grinder, and then I polished the sides to make it look good. It looks pretty good. I need to upgrade the I need to upgrade my steering servo horn. Is still the plastic one. I've seen it several times where these have broken off. So we'll do that in a little bit. But I haven't had any issues with these servos yet. Got the Hostile gear on, the 57T. We're going to stick with that until my steel one comes. I got a bunch of stuff ordered yesterday. Couple of things for this, and a couple of 8 scale things as well. Bought my outerwears for the pull start. Thought about doing an aluminum pull start. An aluminum gear cover here. And then I painted the black one. I put 5 coats on it. And I know it's orange and black or red and black whip, but these are VP colors, so it's going to go well with my body here. So it'll be fine. Maybe later on I'll upgrade to an aluminum one. I just didn't like all the black everywhere. But now that I painted it, kind of wish I would have left it black. Whatever. If I want to get another black one, they're only $7. But I haven't put my outerwear back on because we're waiting on some upgrades to come. So just let you guys know, we do have some really special upgrades coming for this thing. Want you guys to stay tuned. Yeah, I'm really excited. I can't really feed into it yet and let you guys know exactly what's going on with this, but there are some great things to come. You guys will find out. You'll probably see it before it actually comes onto my channel. So look for that. Look for some positive upgrades and some great stuff to come with this FT360. So We're not finished right here. We're going to do a lot of other things to it, but baby steps, a little bit at a time. But definitely keep a lookout for a special upgrade coming for this, and yeah, you may see it somewhere else before it actually comes onto my channel. So just keep an eye out. I'm excited about it. So actually, guys, my next Nitro bash session is going to be with the 8T. I did bash it about a week ago or so, and this shock cap, this TLR shock cap, these are 16 millimeter TLR shock caps. I guess it might have been cracked right here on the eyelet, and it broke, so I ended up having to buy a set of new shock caps. And I just put that one on, and I saved the other one. Where is it? Right here. TLR 243034 shock cap there. And just so you guys know, these TLR shocks, these springs, if you ever go to replace these springs, there's two different sets of TLR shock springs and shock carriers. These carriers, man, I forget what they call them, but they're tapered at the bottom. They taper down. So make sure you buy the right carriers if you ever have to replace these spring carriers here. Man, I forget what they call them. I'll remember. Elliot told me over Radio Control Headquarters. By the way, guys, on a positive note, my local hobby shop is open as of last Friday. We're able to go in and buy. I can't go behind the counters and get my own stuff like I used to. It's all roped off, and you have to wear a mask when you go in. They can only have so many people in the store at one time. But it's really great, man. I'm glad that we supported our local hobby shops, kept them afloat, kept them going, and I know there in New York things are a lot different. I think Mr. Bodagel's Track Day Hobbies, they're not allowed to open up yet, but here in Texas we're business as usual. Well, I don't know about usual, guys, with the mask and all that. Man, this thing pulled up. How'd that pull up? I gotta fix that before I run. But anyway, guys, support your local hobby shops. Don't buy everything online. You got some people out there saying, you know, stop wasting your time with your local hobby shop. Man, those are the people that have been behind us the whole time, man. Don't let those local hobby shops go down. Don't let them go out of business. Support them any way you can, even if you got to go to the back door like a drug deal and get your parts. Call your local hobby shop, communicate with them, buy whatever parts you can from them. I understand you have to buy some stuff online. That's just part of the game. And it's cheaper online, obviously. But if your local hobby shop has that part, man, go ahead and buy it from them. Pay the $4 or $5 extra. Support your local hobby shop, guys. Keep them in business, man. There's a lot of Traxxas Warehouse and all that kind of stuff, but that's a hobby too, you know. And for your basic stuff, your fuel, if you can get your fuel there, your parts, they carry parts for most all Nitro trucks. Now, they may not have Nitro engines and pipes and all that kind of stuff. Obviously, you have to source out for that, but your basic parts, most hobby shops carry them. A-arms, you know, whatever the case may be. Servos, Lifey batteries, clutches, clutch bells, that type of stuff. Most hobby shops carry that stuff. Don't get that twisted, people. But anyway, support your local hobby shop as much as you can. So let's go over this just a little bit. See the things that I've actually done to it so far. So we know we got the pipe from my good friend, Mr. Bodagel. Shout out, John. And we upgraded to the Hostile because the other one was annihilated on the first real bash run. We'll see how this one does. I do have my steel gear on the way. Coming from, I can't remember. I think I got it from Rovin. Rovin or DDM or something. No, I don't think it was DDM. I think it was Rovin. And we did the upgrade on the aluminum intake. I put this thing on twice. The first time I put it on, I took it back off because I don't know if I had done something wrong with one of the gaskets, and it would idle, but when you would go to give it gas, it would, I guess it was leaking, and it would just bog down and die. So the second time I installed it, I made sure everything was done properly with the proper gaskets and lined up with the little hole on the bottom. And the second time I did it, it ran perfect all the way through the power band. So I think it's good to go now. But again, guys, like I said, we've got some upgrades coming for this, and should be able to get that done within the next week or so. But keep an eye out for those for sure. And we did the battery, we did the billet fuel cap, we did the full force high flow fuel delivery system. Outerwear there, we got an outerwear coming from the pull start. And we did our, man, I was bummed. I scratched my beautiful billet front skid plate. But, yeah, that's what it's for, man. It's going to get beat up. I got to put my bottom plastic chassis protector on there as well. Oh, we also did the rear RPM skid plate, so we don't damage that beautiful Botagel pipe. And that thing is good, man. I had to work on the bracket for the pipe mount, though. I had to bend it a little bit to get it in. And alright, guys, sorry, the dang GoPro, I don't know if the battery's going bad in the GoPro or what, but anyway, man, I did a good job on that that servo horn, man. It was like that long, man. It was super long. I don't know what the hell it was for, but I even polished the edges, made it look bling bling. It's cool. I like it. And I know I should be using a Lifey battery, guys, but this one fits so well in there, and has the charge port and everything. I don't have to take the top off of it, so we'll stick with that. It's 5,000 milliamp. So alright, shout out David RC. Keep that under wraps, bro. Anyway, yeah, so I forgot where I was. Battery, cool. We may do a Lifey later, but I'm gonna fire this up here in a little bit once everybody gets acclimated to the day and woke up and all that. We'll fire it up and see how this new polished intake runs through the throttle band. I thought about doing a 1.5 inch or a ½ inch, I don't remember what it is, ½ inch, I think, extenders on these. I think it might help it a little bit. It is pretty narrow, but I don't want to go as far as doing the extension, you know, the extended arms and all that. I don't want to do all that. Plus, I don't think I want to put the aluminum on here. Aluminum bends, guys. Plastic, I mean, you know, it'll bend permanently. Plastic will bend and somewhat come back or break, and it's cheaper to replace. So we may do shock towers later. These. Oh, something else I got, guys, was this the upgraded brace, the thick one that goes across. Because I think what happens is when it rolls, it's pushing it in. It's so heavy it pushes it in, and that's why it bent this easy the first day, man. I bent it back, kind of, sort of. I think it's alright. But we're going to use the other one. I ordered the upgraded one, so we'll do that. And we're going to keep the same pull start on it for now, the plastic one, till it breaks. When it breaks, we'll do a metal pull start as well. Again, guys, I've got some other stuff coming in the mail. Some more outerwears for here, a uni filter for here. And we will be doing a velocity stack on this thing, so stay tuned, guys. Other things, I'm going to run it as is. Try not to upgrade too many things, just to upgrade, except for performance wise. And then everything else will run it as is, and we'll replace things as they break. Probably do this servo horn, though. The mod that I did for the servo linkage is working out great. I bashed it hard that day, and nothing's changed. It's still good. Alright guys, that's going to be about it. I got to finish working out here. As you can see from the pictures in the intro, I was just fixing my deck up and just replacing a few boards. My daughter's here and she's got her dogs here with my dogs here, but we don't let them in the house. So just replacing these boards. Just took the old one out good enough that it wasn't rotted so bad that I just went ahead and used it as a... I'm terrible at measurements, guys. I'd go through about 4 boards trying to get that measurement right. So I pulled them out in one piece. You could still even see where I did it too far. And I knew I was doing it too far here, but whatever. Can't no dog or nothing fall through there. And then we're going to replace some more here. I'll probably end up just replacing all of them, to be honest with you. By the time I get done, I'll probably have this whole deck replaced. But I don't want to do too much because we next year we're going to sell this house. And we're going to buy probably like a repo or something, you know, brand new, maybe a year old. Get it out here, do an upgrade. This model mobile home is a 1996. I said I'd never live in a mobile home, but it's home, guys. I love it, man. I'm 2 blocks from the boat ramp here at the lake and the beautiful hill country. My in-laws live there. Granddad, he's doing okay, I guess. I haven't talked to him this morning. And my daughter lives over there. So it's a whole family community. But alright guys, so in a little while I'll fire this thing up. We can see how this polished aluminum intake runs on here. Other than that, I'll be back in a little bit. I'm out. Alright YouTube, what's going on? I like this video. They're in Ishikawa, Japan. And this one guy, I think his name is Takio or something like that. Man, they got some bad to the bad fish scales out there in Japan. They know what's up out there, man. Look at that twin engine. Freaking awesome, man. Maybe one day we'll get to that level. Alright guys, so we picked up a couple of GK spark plugs. Part number on these plugs, so you guys know, is 3066 CMR7H. I replaced one already. Was watching some of Mr. Bodigel's videos, and one where the brand new engine in the Baja was hitting the plug. So I pulled this one out and checked it, and there was no issue of that. No bent. This bar right here, the electrode, well, I guess the electrode's inside, but this piece right here is not bent at all, so we don't have that issue, thank God. But if we did, we knew how to change it. But anyway, I just went ahead and put a new plug in there. So new NGK plugs for the FT when need be. So what we're going to do, guys, we're going to go ahead and fire this thing up. Like I said earlier, let's try to bash this today. Man, she's looking so beautiful, though. For an RTR, man, that thing is tight. Only thing we need to do is swap out that chassis for the 4.0 7075 aluminum chassis. Other than that, man, she looks good. That V2 shock tower in the rear. I was kind of bummed about the other one. The guy told me it was a V2 and it wasn't. But this one's cool. Maybe we'll get another one of these, put it in the rear, and save the V2 for later. So let's we're gonna fire up the Baja. As I said earlier, we put the aluminum intake on it right there. I think I did everything right, but we're gonna fire it up and check it out, see what's going on. So let's man, I hope everybody had a great Mother's Day, and I did. We had chicken and beef fajitas, plenty of food, and then back over here in the Nitro barn. I really want to do some Nitro today, but I'm just going to fire this up so we can make sure that she's running properly. And like I said earlier, guys, we got some more upgrades coming for this thing, and as soon as they start trickling in, we'll probably save them all, get them all installed, and then we'll do a bashing video after that. But I really need my outerwear, so today I'm not actually going to bash this thing. We're just going to fire it up and make sure that it's running fine through the power band. But anyway, where you going, Braden?
Stealing your cheese and sour cream.
Did you get your wallet? I borrowed 40 bucks. I'll pay you back. Don't worry.
I don't think I had 40 bucks in there.
No, you did. I checked. Anyway, guys, so let's get ready to fire this thing up, see how she runs with the upgrade. Wasn't really too keen on the blue gear cover, but when you put the body on it, it all comes together. Without the body, not so much. But let's get it fired up here. One other thing I'm doing, guys, is I ordered another 8T body, but I'm gonna strip the paint off of this one, and we're gonna paint this one too, because this body's still good. For some reason, I just like these regular TRR bodies. They just fit. They conform better to the truggy. You know, there's no issues. Like it just looks better, man. This one is really wide. I mean, they're good. These are good bodies, man. These Finisher J Concepts, but the sides, they just flare out too much. I tried Velcro on them to where they tuck in a little bit, but I just like these. I think they conform a little bit better. So we're going to, I already did one coat. What I do on these guys, so you know, you can see where it's come off here already and it's starting to fade out here, is I use Easy Off oven cleaner and just let it set in there for a while and then spray it off. Do that a couple of times. You can see the paint's already coming off. Leave these stickers on here, and then we'll just paint it again. Clean it real good, wash it real good with Dawn soap, and then we'll just clean it again. But there's no real cracks or breaks, anything. Just here where the shock towers hit. They always do that. They always hit on the tops here. It doesn't matter what body, what truggy you got. Like right here, they hit here. Every one of them. But it's cool. Alright guys, let's fire this thing up real quick, and maybe we'll do some nitro here in a little bit. My neighbors on the backside, Forrest and them, they got their kids out there and stuff, so I don't want to do too much over there. Although they don't care, man. They're good people over there. Alright. I don't need to turn my controller on, but I will anyway. We got the new hump pack in there, 5,000 milliamp. Oh, I need to switch. Hang on a second, guys. Alright, y'all chill for a minute. Gotta switch the controller. Alright, here we go. Let's fire this girl up. See if I can do this one-handed. You don't need the primer. Here, let me set y'all over here for a sec. Put y'all by Mama's plants. There we go. There we go. All right. I haven't started it since that last bash. That's how easy these things fire up. had to adjust the linkage. Something's going on. Alright guys, something's going on here. She runs good though. I got a feeling that the seat clip came off. Alright guys, I'll be back in a minute. I'll show y'all what's up. She fires up good. The intake is good. So I'll be back in a minute. Alright guys, I'm back. What a pain in the rear. So let me show y'all what went down. Seat clip. This little piece too that goes where the brake is, it won't stay in there either. So I don't know if I can upgrade that as well. But let me show you guys what actually went down. I'm not going to have time to rip this. We'll rip this another day. Glad I didn't put any fuel in it yet. But it is definitely ready to go. Let me show y'all. I wanted to talk to y'all about these bells too. So when I clean my bells, look how clean that is on the inside. Smooth as a baby's butt. When I clean my bells, this one too, this one had a little more slag in it than normal, but that slag will attach to the sides. So what I do is I take my Dremel right here, and I use this bit right here with the sandpaper. I try to use the finest sandpaper I have in my set, and then I just hold it on there and I move the bell around. It's definitely a spark show, but it works really well getting those bells clean. You don't want to just try to clean the bell, and then after you do that, blow it out and then use whatever solvent you're going to use, brake cleaner or whatever. So here on the Baja, before it gets dark, I want to fire this up again. So apparently the hostile gear is just a fraction of a millimeter thicker than the stock roving gear. So once I got it on, and I used a rubber mallet to pound this down because it was hard to get the two together in those rubber pieces, the 4 rubber pieces. So it was hard to get it down, but I got it all the way down. But then when I got it on, I was having trouble getting the seat clip on. There wasn't enough room to get down in the groove. So what I had to do is actually pull it back off and use my grinder, and then just grind it smooth on the end here to give it a little bit more room. You can do it, but you got to do it really smooth. So when the E-clip came off, it didn't do any damage or anything like that. I went over everything and checked it. That white you see is just a little white lithium. I put a tiny bit of the white lithium grease on there. I don't know why, because it's plastic, but anyway, didn't damage it. But I found it was stuck right here, the E-clip. And it's another reason, guys, why if you get something and it doesn't seem right, or if something changes while you're running, definitely if anything locks up, you need to shut it down right away, because if I would have kept going, it really would have damaged this probably the spur gear and the pinion gear. But we've got our steel setup coming this week with our outerwear and a new uni filter, as well as some special, very special upgrades coming. We're going to show you guys probably at the end of the week or next week, something like that. We'll go over it and we'll do it together, and then we'll do a bad to the bone bashing video. This horn came out good too. Alright, so let's fire this thing up again real quick, and we can see how the aluminum intake is doing. That was my whole purpose, but I couldn't figure out why that dang clip would not go on, man. It was the weirdest thing, and I figured it out. Wasn't enough room. Alright, let me fire this thing up real quick so we can check it out. I'm sorry guys, we didn't get a bashing video in. Hope everybody had a great Mother's Day. Hope all your moms are happy. So let's, I don't know if I'm going to need to choke it again. This anyway. Hopefully that's, I don't think that clip will come off again, but I didn't want to get it dirty, but oh well. Need to adjust my brakes. So the whole purpose of this video is to see if the intake works. And it works fine. No brakes. Yeah, it's working fine. Yeah, this piece right here keeps falling off. Alright, that's all I had to do is grind that down just a little bit. This gear is fatter than the roving gear. Barely though. Just enough where I couldn't get the clip on. Hot like a mother. I'll have to adjust that brake. Alright guys, that's all I wanted to show y'all. I don't want to get her all filthy, but just FYI, you switch over to the hostile gear. It's going to, you may have to mod this roving carrier. I was thinking about getting an aluminum carrier, but if you mod this carrier, make sure you do it flat. It's got to be flat, and it only needs a tiny bit on the grinder. So there we go, guys. All I wanted to do was check the intake there, and everything is fine. And then upgrades to come, people. Stay tuned. Stay tuned to the Woogie Nitro and 5th Scale channel, because you're gonna like what's coming up. And I'm excited. And I'm excited to do some more Nitro stuff going on. I very seriously thinking about sending, talk to Rick over at RB Mods, ask him about the, because I want to know exactly what the cost would be on the Botagel 50 for modding. So I called Rick over at RB Mods and told him I wanted to send this Rex Legend 28.8. It's got probably a gallon or less. I'll have to switch back the crank on it, because I don't know if you can find a crank for them, but I'll have to switch the cranks back, and then I can always use the crank out of that one too. It's got about 7 or 8 gallons on that one. Might be a little crank wear though. Probably use this one. But anyway, guys, so after the Botagel 50, he emailed me the coupon, Botagel 50. If I send him this Rex, it's 75 bucks for a drag mod over at RB Mods with the Botagel 50. Still going on, guys, throughout the entire year. I just wanted to double check with him. Rick's a great guy, and I appreciate everything that he and John are doing for people on modified engines. I know I haven't been fast, you know, jumping on the boat right away to send my 28.8 or get a 28.8 modded, but I do want one. You know, it's not that I don't want one, it just wasn't real high on the bucket list right now. Plus I've got that Paloma coming. The Paloma is not being modded by Rick at RB Mods. I won't say who it's by. It's not by RCR either. So it's I'll go ahead and say it's going to be a Merman mod, and we're going to see how that works out. So alright, guys, and I don't even know if Merman legitimately does modding anymore, but I have a really good friend here that I met through the hobby shop that knows those guys, and they're doing it for me kind of on the side. So that's what that's all about. But they told me to give them some time, 2 to 4 weeks, so I'm not sure when it'll show up, but it will show up eventually, and we'll end up putting it in the probably in the Techno MB48.4 or something like that. Next Nitro rip will be with the 8T, and yeah, that's it. So little issues with the 5th scale today. Nothing major, man. We just had to do a little modification on that, and no one had said anything to me about that with the hostile gear and the roving carrier, but it just, that clip would not go on for nothing, and it's tight on there right now because I barely, you can see the black right here from the plastic part of the carrier, and then the metal part, the insert. So it was just a tiny bit. All this other stuff is from the servo horn, the Savox servo horn that I did. So I just ground a tiny bit off of that thing. Also, you can still see this brace is bent, so we do have the red one coming, the upgraded one, the thicker one coming for that as well. That's about it, guys. I think I'll probably get some clutch parts just to have them on standby, and possibly another set of these rear tires. And what I noticed on these front tires, and I don't know if anybody knows this, but Hostile tires have this H embedded on the knobbies here, and these all have H's on them. I'm wondering if these stock Rovin tires that come on this FT are actually Hostiles. I was watching a video earlier, and the Hostile had these H's embedded on there, and all these have H's on them. So I'm wondering if those are Hostile tires as well that come stock on these. I don't know. If anybody out there does know, let me know. But I know, kind of a boring video today, guys, but it is Mother's Day, and we'll get some Nitro content in this week for sure. Kind of slacked a little bit on booking jobs this last week, and I need to get back at it full force. Also, guys, if you know, is it going to really be an issue not to have this piece here because it keeps falling off? And is there an upgraded piece for that as well? So if y'all could get back to me on it. Also noticed, I'm going to take these shocks off, and I'm going to pour, seen a couple of videos where guys had said that these things normally are half full or whatever, but I didn't go over them. So we're going to pull all these shocks off. We're going to empty them out and clean them. I think I'm going to modify the what do you call them? The bushing, the top part of it. I'm going to modify it a little bit, maybe drill an extra hole and bore them out just a little bit more, and then we'll probably do 40 or 45 weight shock oil in these as well. And I'm also thinking about the half-inch spacers on this to bring them out just a little bit. It's a little bit thin, you know, a little bit skinny. So we'll see what's up with that. So, alright, guys, that's going to be about it. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. Happy Mother's Day to your moms. So, Boogie's a goofball, I know. Alright, guys, remember, treat people the way you want to be treated. And the minute I stop this video, there's going to be something else that I wanted to hit you guys up on. Remember, guys, stay tuned. Over the next week or two, we're going to have some special upgrades going on here with the FT 360, and a lot of good things coming. So stay tuned for that, and we will see you guys sometime this week, man. Appreciate each and every one of y'all. Remember, treat people the way you want to be treated, and